Worship will cover me, and worship will help me do what I could not do on my own. Allow me now to come back to my text and quickly get out of your way. Matthew 15 and 22. Notice here we have an example of a woman who was an outsider. The text calls her a woman of Canaan. I believe over in Mark's gospel they call her the Syrophoenician woman. She is an outsider. She is not one of the people, the chosen people of God. But the problem is she has a need. And so the text implies something. It implies that she's been searching for Jesus. And now she finds him in the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And all of a sudden now, when she sees him, she approaches him and she begins to cry out to him with a serious request. Her request is, my daughter is grievously vexed by the devil. Notice, she begins now to cry out to God because she needs some. Have mercy on me, O Lord. Lord, thou son of David, my daughter is severely demon possessed. But then all of a sudden the text said in verse 23, he answered her not a word. Lord, because sometimes in the midst of you going to God, it feels like he's not calling or not answering your call. Anybody ever felt like God's been silent and heaven has shut up its ears? Tell somebody, I'm going to still keep on worshiping. So I find here in the text that even though Jesus is ignoring her repeated request, all of a sudden the disciples begin to say, send her away. Because sometimes folk who not worshiping themselves, they become bothered by your worship. But turn around and tell somebody, I'm not calling your name. I'm trying to worship my King. It's amazing to me that in the midst of her crying out to Jesus, that the disciples think she's crying out after them. It amazes me how these folk had missed the whole mark of the text because they couldn't heal her daughter, but they were bothered by her requests. But then notice Jesus now begins to address her situation, and he begins to say, I was not sent to your kind. You're not the kind I came to fix. I came to the household of Israel, and you happen to be an outsider, baby, so you're not who I came to deal with. Because back in Matthew chapter 10, he already told the disciples, don't mess with the Gentiles, but go after the lost sheep of Israel. So how would Jesus have looked to the disciples doing what he told them not to do? I'm so glad he's not like some of today's preachers that preach one gospel and then live another. But I got to move from that point. But now all of a sudden, while she's still bothered, she still has a demon-possessed daughter. And Jesus had ignored her and told her, I didn't come for you. Verse number 25 declared, then she came and worshiped him. Notice that she begins to worship our King. And out of her worship, it gets her qualified to get what she wasn't qualified for in the beginning. I come to encourage somebody. You might be going through some rough stuff, but you've got to learn how to give God some worship, because if you learn how to worship, God will, he will qualify you. Turn around and slap somebody and tell them, neighbor, my worship, it just qualified me. Tell them my worship just got me in the right door, because God Yeah. God